One of the biggest questions actors ask me every single day is, how do I get more followers on Instagram? In this video, I will give you 5 ways to grow your following on Instagram so that you can start seeing growth today. Let's do this. If we've never met, I'm Heidi Dean, social media expert for actors. My clients include Broadway stars, Emmy Award winners, producers, casting directors, filmmakers, and actors just like you. Now, before we dive into those 5 ways to grow your following, let's first quickly talk about why a following is important. You have to know that a following is an audience, not just numbers on a page. And yes, let's address the elephant in the room. Sometimes actors do get cast if they have a large, engaged following. But having a following or an audience is important for so many other reasons. Think about it. Are you creating content? Maybe you need to start a crowdfunding campaign. Maybe you want to spread the word about your acting projects, your friends' projects, or topics and passions that are important to you. A following is a built-in audience for these things. A following or an audience gives you a voice, and that is a powerful thing. And the good news for you is this audience is something that you can grow on your own just a little bit every day. So let's dive right into those 5 ways to grow your following. And make sure you stick with me to the end, because number 5 is truly where most of my clients and students are seeing the most growth these days. Number 1, for goodness sake, make your account public. I know this seems basic, but every day I meet an actor on Instagram who wants to know how to grow their following, and they have a private account. You're a public figure as an actor, and if you want to use your social media to grow an audience and to make connections, then you've got to have a public account. It is nearly impossible to grow an audience with a private account, so that is your first step to seeing any growth. Just hop into your settings and make sure you make that account public. All right, now that we got that out of the way, number 2, you need to start using the newest features. It's what I call following the green lights. Instagram always leaves us clues to what features are part of the app that they want us to use. It happened with stories, it happened back when we had IGTV, and now it's happening with Instagram Reels in a big way. We've seen over and over again that the Instagram algorithm favors accounts who use the latest features because, let's face it, their users are the best advertisements for these new features. If they want more people using stories or Reels, they're gonna show more of them, or they're gonna tease more of them at the top of the feed. Or hey, they might even create a whole Reels tab right in the center of the app. So follow the green lights. Some of you are doing the same things that you did last year and the year before that and the year before that, and they just aren't helping you with your follower growth anymore. The good news is, if you follow me here on Instagram, you'll always know what these new features are, so you can do more of them. For right now, I've noticed about 99% of you actors are not using Instagram Reels, and it is really stunting your growth on the platform. Now, if you haven't used Reels yet, this resource here will help you get started. Number 3, to really see growth on Instagram in 2022 and beyond, you've got to treat Instagram like a party. And I'm watching you guys, so many of you are just waiting to get your account discovered. Sure, you post, you tag, and you pray that someone's going to discover your account. Well, I call that the post, tag, and pray method. And in 2022 and beyond, the app is just too crowded for that to work anymore. Now, you may have heard me say this before, but Instagram is like a giant party. And if you just sit in the corner waiting for people to find you, well, you're not going to make very many friends. Now, with the exception of Instagram Reels that we just talked about, you've got to go out in this party and find your people, introduce yourself, engage with them to grow. And if you're thinking, Heidi, how do I find my people at this giant Instagram party? I have an assignment for you. Take out a piece of paper and write down 5 Instagram accounts that have the same audience as your account. This could be fellow voice actors, musical theater actors, industry publication for actors, a similar web series, or even an audience that may enjoy the other things you post about besides acting. Then I want you to engage strategically. Choose one account from your list to start with and spend 5 minutes a day engaging with that account's followers, liking their posts, leaving thoughtful, non-spammy comments. These little social signals are a way of introducing yourself, And if it's a like-minded match and they like your content, many times they will follow you. You can also do the same exercise for any hashtags that your audience uses as well. Hashtags are conversations that like-minded people are having on Instagram. So all you have to do is identify these hashtags, then go introduce yourself to these people using them by using some of the social signals we just talked about. So before we move on to the next tip, let's start that Instagram party right away. Hop into the comments below and drop your Instagram username. Take a look around and introduce yourself to someone new. Number 4, in order to grow on Instagram, you have to work with the algorithm instead of against it. There are algorithms on every social network, and what they do is they dictate what we see in the feed and when we see it. Now, how the Instagram algorithms work is a huge topic, one that I actually dive into in this video here. But for now, I want to give you 2 quick tips to work with the algorithm so that you get more engagement, actually show up in search, and get more followers. Number 1, knowledge is power, and knowing more about your audience, both who they are and when they're on the app, can be very powerful for reaching them. If you have a business or creator account, you can hop into your analytics and find the best time of day for your followers. This can help maximize your engagement on your post. More engagement can help you show up better in hashtag searches, on the Explore page, and at the top of everyone's feeds. And all this information is in your audience insights right in the app. And number 2, I want you to start treating your social media more like a telephone than a television. Social media is social, it's a conversation. It's not about broadcasting your news and your life at people. So start thinking of your posts more of a telephone conversation than a television. There's a great side effect when you do this. If you make your post a conversation, you will get more engagement on your post. This will help you work with the algorithm, not against it. There are so many ways to do this, but the simple way is to just ask your followers questions in your posts and videos and tell them to leave a comment with their answer. Make it a conversation. And remember, a conversation is a 2-way street. So don't forget to respond to comments and messages so your audience knows you're actually listening. This over time will help increase your engagement dramatically and will help you work with the algorithm instead of against it. If increasing your engagement on your post is something you want to learn, then you definitely want to watch this new video right here. So after you watch this video, you're going to start working with the algorithm instead of against it, like what we just talked about. You're going to treat Instagram like a party. You're going to make sure that you have a public account, not a private one, and you're going to start following those green lights and leaning in to those new features. Because let's face it, the least scary time to use a new feature on Instagram is when it's brand new and hardly anyone is using it. Number 5, to truly see growth and some of the biggest growth on Instagram in 2022 and beyond is to collaborate. So we just talked about Instagram being a giant party and going out and finding like-minded accounts that might have your audience or hashtags that our audience might be using and introducing yourself at this party. But we can also grow by finding like-minded accounts that have similar audiences as ours and collaborating with them to grow. There are a lot of ways to do this, but here are a few ideas. An Instagram takeover is a great example of this when you take over somebody else's account. Many times these happen on Instagram stories, and we see them happening a lot in the acting business. You may take over the Broadway theater or the regional theater's account. You may take over the account for the theater company for the film or the show you're on. It's a great way to get exposed to that audience that's already a fan of the show you're a part of. Another way to collaborate is to go live with another account. Or even better, you can go live with up to 3 accounts on Instagram. What happens when you do this is everyone that you're live with, their followers are notified that that person is live. So you're getting exposed to maybe one person's followers or 2 people, 3 people's audiences. I hope you're starting to see collaborations like this have huge potential for audience growth. And one more collaboration idea for you is a Reels collaboration. We can now create a Reel with another account. When we do this, that Reel shows up on our account and theirs. That means we get double the audience potential. Not only does that mean increased engagement, but also increased potential followers. Now, if you're targeted with who you collaborate with and you find someone that has a like-minded audience, this is where a lot of my students and my clients are seeing the biggest growth on Instagram right now. All right, now you have 5 ways to grow your following on Instagram this year and beyond. Let me tell you one way not to grow your following. Never, ever, ever buy fake followers. They are fake no matter what that website tells you. Remember, people want to work with actors they know, like, and trust. And buying fake followers pretty much throws that trust factor right out the window. A big follower count is less important than attracting the right followers. And these 5 tips you learned today will help you do just that. Since I know you're on Instagram, here's a few more resources that you might like. Until next time, I'll see you on social. Bye.